What up? This your boy Haru. Today I'm gonna just do a class on location. Where should I set up? And so you want to set up wherever there's foot traffic. I was blessed enough to be in some of the biggest cities in the country, and I set up in the number one hotspots in the country. So when I lived in New York for about 5 years, I set up on 125th Street across from the Apollo. Then outside of that, I would also set up. Then when I moved to LA, I set up one. I set up in Leimert Park, and then two. I also have set up. I set up on Venice, and I also set up like on Hollywood Boulevard. And so these are the Venice is the number one, like top. Well, Venice is a top five most visited location in the world. So it's like up there with like the Great Wall of China and probably, I don't know, maybe the pyramids or whatever, but you can look up the list yourself. But so you want to be in a place where there's for high results. You want to be in places where there's heavy foot traffic, where there's a lot of people. So okay, every single day, like your everyday spots are gonna be places like your Venice beaches or your Hollywood Boulevards or your 42nd Street, like Times Squares, your uh, uh, um, 125th Street, Harlem, and other places in different, I guess like Miami, like on the beach down there, in Atlanta. I don't necessarily know where you want to go for every day, but then like Houston, it's like anywhere where there's tourist attractions. So wherever the tourists go, that's where you want to go. So that's like on an everyday basis, kind of. If you're into that, if you're trying to appeal to tourism, if you want to pick up on that foot traffic, we all know tourists come to spend money more than likely. So then, okay, now if you're not gonna do the tourism thing, if you kind of want to be like more local, okay, coffee shops, like you want to find like local strips. So like for me, it was been like places like Leimert Park, where that's the community. There's a strip of black-owned businesses. Like in St. Louis, we have like the Del Mar Loop. I don't know what the rules are and the laws and the permits and all the stuff like that. We never really played it like that. So even in Harlem and stuff like that, it's really not a thing 9 times out of 10 where the police is coming and really getting down on the people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And so like if they're in New York, it was just a thing where everybody was just on the street. The police had never messed with the street vendors, so I never had an issue. In Leimert Park, the things are changing over there to where they want you to have permits and different things. And sometimes you gotta have that. So it's just like you just want to be conscious and aware. And even on Venice, you pretty much can set up, but it's like not you gotta like you can't sell. You're not supposed to sell jewelry and things like that. So I know some people that recently got tickets on Venice, and so that happens. So you want to be conscious of that. But places that outside of tourist attraction places, like everyday places, if you're not in a strip where they're allowing you to vend or you can get away with vending, if you lock in with one of the owners or something like that and they say, yeah, you can set up outside my shop, that's one thing you want to be conscious of is like if you are in a place where there's storefronts and stuff like that, you want to be conscious of not being kind of like intruding on their business, because if they're against you being there, you're gonna have an issue. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just go set up outside somebody's business, maybe. Even like you never know, you know what I'm saying, what it is. So like if you see somebody else doing it, maybe just kind of tap in and inquire, and see what happens. There's nothing wrong with asking, you know what I'm saying. It's probably better that you do ask, you know what I'm saying, and find out first. So then, if you're not gonna do tourist attraction places or like a in front of someone's business, like in a strip where there's a lot of foot traffic because there's other businesses around, like coffee shops, bookstores, and little restaurants and things like that. If you're not like that, I noticed some people who they set up outside the post office. I know some people who set up outside the liquor store. These are other places. People hustle at the gas station. Like I actually used to hustle at the gas station with my cousins back in the day. We used to sell CDs. So the gas station is this place. Like these is places that high foot traffic. So those are some of the places that you could go. Now outside of that, you can talk to, if you know a business owner, like maybe somebody who owns a coffee shop. You could talk to them and say, hey, I make candles, I make shea butters, I make whatever, jewelry, copper jewelry, I sell this, I sell that. Can I set up a table inside your coffee shop on Wednesdays? Cause you like, I don't got a Wednesday spot. I don't know where to go on Wednesday. And they be kind of like popping on Wednesdays, or something, cause they do like a little comedy or something, So, I'm gonna go ask the owner, can I give him, 20, 30, $40 to set up a table inside there? Cause I know I can make it. And so you talk to the coffee shop owner, boom. You talk to somebody else who own a shop. Like even if your friend have a boutique where they sell clothes, you see what I'm saying? But you sell shea butter, oils, body products, hair products that you make. So you might say, hey girl, can I set up in your shop? I'm gonna sell my shea butters and stuff. Or hey, it's another thing. You can kind of give them consignment if you into that. You know what I'm saying? Give a person your products and let them pay them to like let you have a shelf inside of their shop and you can put your products in there. So, like yeah, you could do that. You could be a vendor inside and outside of other people's businesses if you build a relationship and a rapport and break bread with them. You understand? That's a good way to, have a place to be. When you in smaller cities where you don't have it, when you're not in places like New York, LA, Houston, and Atlanta and Miami, maybe Chicago and stuff like that, or Vegas. People like to go hustle on the Vegas Strip, but it's like a lot of stuff you can't really do, as far as like what items and stuff. I don't know because I don't hustle in these places, but like you kind of gotta more so be like a street performer. So you might, if you can sing or if you can dance or do some flips and stuff, you could kind of like hustle on the Vegas Strip, I guess. But if you out there trying to sell items, you might run into some problems. So, yeah, that's like location is very, very important. Where else would you want to go to hustle? Events. This is the best thing. Festivals, like every city have their major festivals and you actually need to hop on the bus and travel. So like that's what I did. In New York, the winter months are brutal. You cannot be on 125th every day. So in the winter months you rely more on traveling and stuff like that. So you want to do festivals from all over. We have Odun Day is like one of the biggest African festivals and that's in Philly. That's a dope festival. You got the Locks Conference in Philly. You got African Arts Festival in at it's New York City, 3 day 4th of July weekend every year. It's big. They've been doing it for probably 30 plus years or so. You have Malcolm X Festival in Atlanta every year. You know, I've done that a few times. You have Carnival in Miami. I've done that. You got Carnival in almost a lot of cities. You got Carnival all over the country, but Brooklyn is major. Brooklyn is major. Miami is major. I believe like up in Canada is major. The DC one was pretty decent, and like I've been to all of these. You got Essence Festival, New Orleans every year. You got the big jazz festivals, that are big, and so traveling to events is a big thing. Is a big thing, and when you go there, you get your money. You do numbers, you do thousands. Finding out who has vending available at their big events. Like when you see people doing big events, oh, you have like Coachella, Afro Punk. Some of my people did Afro Punk. And so like these are events that you want to try to get in on and get in. And sometimes you don't have to really have a plan, man. Like, okay, you got Magic. You got Magic in Vegas. That's like the biggest fashion convention in the country. Is Magic in Vegas. So like everybody doing their clothing line, they get a booth in Magic, and like all of the people with stores from around the country and the world, they come there to start like the wholesale accounts. But you got everybody from top to bottom, like this is something I created right here, like a little design that I did. And so like basically, like if I had my own line, I could go to Magic and with a booth, you understand what I'm saying, and like set up a table and stuff like that. But however, like, and we know I don't like got like a whole bunch of big money or whatever, but who knows how much the booth costs? It probably super, super expensive. But I could have me like the cheapest one I could get and sell some of my shirts, and like, somebody might come buy my stuff, say, hey, I like that. Yeah, I want to sell that in my store. Let's start like an account or something. So I would be there, and also Nike, Sean John, all the big major people, Supreme, all the big people gonna be there from top to bottom. And it's like I didn't even get to see the whole thing. Like it took me 3 days just to get through the urban hip hop section. You get what I'm saying? I didn't even go into textiles, fabrics, or even designers and all the other stuff that they had. Like, so it's just a crazy thing. So that's another one. So we went to Magic back in '06, and we just sold shirts. We actually printed up our own shirts with like the Vegas skyline, and then it said like Magic Show, Fashion Convention, whatever, 2006, and that's a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like just going somewhere, and we hustled the streets, you know what I'm saying, at the convention. It was a big thing. It was big. So those are other things that you could do. I went to Coachella to do Uber and stuff like that, but like I could have been out there hustling some other stuff, you know what I'm saying, as well. I could have made my own shirts and just been out there, booming or something. So it's just like places that you want to go. Those are festivals, big events with the big crowds. Those are the places that you want to go. But like people who really down and about it, those are the people who do that type of stuff. You got to really have that confidence to go out there amongst all them people and stuff and just have your stuff. Like, big sporting events like World Series, NBA championships, Super Bowl. Like people go crazy. Like they make the shirts and stuff. Then you go out to the Super Bowl and just go try to kill them. You know what I'm saying? People spend big money on that. It's big time hustlers off that. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. They go just to the Super Bowl just to hustle T-shirts, World Series just to hustle T-shirts, and they know each other from across the country. They know each other, you know what I'm saying? Like they always see each other in these places, you know what I'm saying? big time hustlers. Like I did the World Series. Like I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, so like the Cardinals, you know what I'm saying? World Series, they always in the World Series, you know what I'm saying? So like I made buttons one year, you know, back in like 2012, 2013, something like that. I made buttons, you know what I'm saying? And hustled at the World Series, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't win that year, but I already pressed up the ones for us to win, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't win, but so I end up having a whole bunch of like championship, World Series winner, championship Cardinals buttons that did, you know what I'm saying? And so that's the game. That's the game. That's the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, big time events, man. Basketball games, you know, at the stadiums, at the concerts, outside the concerts, like Hollywood Bowl, you know, like when it's a concert, you could do this in any city. When a concert come, press up your own shirt to kind of represent that concert, whatever artist it is. You ain't got to bootleg the whole straight what they doing. Like you use something old or whatever, come up with your own thing so if they do see you or if you do get pressed, they don't necessarily, you know, you don't get caught up with some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's always not what you do, it's how you do it. Because like some of the hustlers gonna be outside the concert and they gonna be selling the exact same artwork that they selling inside the stadium that they use to promote the concert and stuff, because the truth of the matter is that's gonna be the one that's gonna sell the most and the hottest, because that's what the people's, you know, it's gonna represent that time and space and everything more than anything else. But if you do your own thing or whatever, make it your own, you taking a little bit of a risk if you kind of just don't have a good eye for knowing what's hot and what's not. You know what I'm saying? You kind of taking a risk. So it's like, you know, we done did like Chance the Hollywood Bowl. We done did like Chance the Rapper, Janet Jackson, and like a whole bunch of other artists and stuff like that. Rolling Stones at the Rose Bowl and stuff like that. And like every time I never was one of the ones that would bootleg the design of what they was doing. I would always come up with my own design. And so one time, one design didn't hit, and that was it. Like every other time my designs would hit, what I would come up with, the artwork that I would find, it would hit, and then the people would go for it. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's about the location. I probably touched up on a little bit more extra stuff as well. I'm about to end it. Yeah, the next video I do is probably gonna be I forgot, but either way, y'all need help, man, with this vendor. You trying to get some money, hit your boy up. I'm gonna show you the game. Give it to you. Peace.